Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So, looks over your shoulder and says, "What have you done?"
I made a mistake. Now, this place has some very powerful magic, so are you any good at dismissing them?
No, I am the one that is supposed to watch after the curse and to guide the one that is chosen to break it down. It is not my place to dismiss things, but more than that, the protections, part of the curse that exists here, stops extra dimensional beings from being pulled to this place. Simple summonings, those work. Casting of aid for a moment or two functions fine. It's a simple spell. But a creature traversing from one plane to the next, beyond transient planes like the astral, which you'd be very hard-pressed to stop such things. That is not supposed to exist. Things are not supposed to come here. Part of the protections was to stop things like demons from placing a foothold, or elementals from gaining revenge. But the one that is able to break the curse has magics acting strange around them, as I've explained to you before. Places where the curse does not take as strong of an effect because of your proximity. Places where you can go because the curse will not act up against you. And the ability to transfer from one plane to another can happen by our actions. Did your actions do such a thing?
Unfortunately, yes. A scroll of summoning that was meant to summon something else went awry.
Well, as I've said before, magics in this place are supposed to work a certain way. But they
Sorry.
work differently because of your presence. So then, maybe we can get them to work differently because of your presence one more time. If things can smile upon us favorably, maybe we can make something else happen. There is this camp, this keep, sorry, that you are in. It was always known as, the word is lost to me, but it's the mole word for sword. It was the keep where all of the forward troops would be kept. All of those to be traded for warriors were kept and trained. And so it's a place where the edge of a blade was the most fine, where the sword was most honed. It holds within it naturally a powerful blade, though I think you've understood that and have... I think you've already found a way to break the curse here, have you not?
I believe so.
One of two things might be able to work because of this. You could call upon the power of this keep to hone that blade and maybe cut down the enemies before you, but maybe you'll fail. Or perhaps a safer path. There's another type of magic that is linked between the curses here. The curses that at one point in time weren't curses in the sense that they are now. It looks through the open doorway, seeming to stare at the devil that's there, and looks back at you, and gives you a bit of a reassuring look like, yeah, I can see it, but don't worry, you can still be the only one that can hear me.
Oh, okay, good.
There is a link between every one of these keeps. It generally requires someone to activate both sides to make it work. It requires the door to be closed in both keeps, and an activation of both keeps to each other to allow passage between the keeps to happen.
Okay. Can I open the door here for future?
Well, it's an instantaneous thing. And I believe, because of my limited ability to manipulate the keeps, I can activate the other one for you. However, it will drain me. You will lose me.
Okay, so to clarify what I think what it sounds like he's suggesting is, because I can't return here once we leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Via the contract, which I imagine would do bad things if they broke. Is he suggesting that we try and banish it and then escape?
He's saying you have to do one or the other. One is try to, Neil's not with you at the moment, but try to more or less hone Neil's blade and use that as like a weapon, like I have magic power in this keep with this sword, and they attack and kill these things. Or, the keeps themselves, ding, 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 all over the place, have almost like it's explaining like a magical transportation that exists between, at a time, two keeps. But for that to work and for it to be done well, for it to work, both keeps have the door closed to this room and have to have each keep accessing each other, kind of linking each other to make it function. And it's a transportation between one keep and the next. So you would have to choose one keep that you are now going to transport to.
Okay, so fuck.
You can ask one his opinion.
Not really.
Ha!
Well, I mean, what is he going to ask it out loud? And that was just going to be like,
Jake, you stop foiling my plans. I don't appreciate it.
Okay, so unfortunately, we don't have Neil with us, so we don't have Rayron with us, who has the blade.
Rayron could, in theory, return, but we'll get to that, you know.
Okay, now can I do some sort of check to see if these two, do they seem to act in perfect unison, or are they just sort of separate entities? As in, would one instantly know if the other one was dismissed?
No, these are individual creatures. However, they do have a very long range of telepathy with one another. You know what I mean? Like, you would know that because of prior checks that you've made.
Yeah.
Has it made its way into the room?
It has not come into the room. It stood in the doorway.
Okay. Can I look at it and see, is it focused on a certain area?
It's looking, good question. It's staring at the two of you. More at Valorant, because he's having a conversation with nothing, but at the two of you.
Alright, so one would just walk around and kind of like look at the place while, Valorant is standing there kind of like doing his thing.
Sure, see if anything of note is inside of there. Perfect.
Yeah.
You can do me a full-blown perception. You don't have to worry about doing a sift version of it if you would like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that's a time to roll very well.
Holy fuck.
Jeepers creepers, where'd you get them peepers? So, looking about the room and all the different places where you had seen that he had stuff prior, you actually are looking about and seeing if you could find anything of note. Inside that, inside the cupboards that are broken down, you find nothing over here, you find nothing over there, you find nothing. But then even the small little cache, whatever you want to call it, cache area that's down below, you're looking to see if anything jumps out for you, and you do in fact find, wait, didn't I have, I'm so sorry, I'm just looking at my list here. Why am I not finding what I believe is here? Is that not? Sorry, just give me one moment. Is that over on the other one still? Excuse me one second. I'm so sorry, boys. No. Huh. I thought we had rolled that.
What?
I swear we had rolled one of those. So there's scroll. There's scroll. There's scroll. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh wait, where's my? Whoa!
Jake,
where's my
volume?
patron stuff for my other patrons? Hold on.
Actually, I can take a note. So, what are the
Oh, there we
things
go. Oh, for some reason it wasn't displayed. Hold on, save changes. There they are. Okay. Roll20 was screwing up and not showing me the rest of my handout that I have visible for me
Okay.
only. So my apologies. You go down there and you do find a single scroll that's down there. And you just grab it and you pull out this one scroll.
Oh.
Take it over to Valorant.
Can I have a look at it and see what it is?
Sure, you have to roll a spellcraft check to you cast a spell detect magic, and then you can use spellcraft to discern what it is. Neil can just do it instantly because he has read magic,
Yeah.
but Neil's not here.
Good. Okay. That would have been awkward if it failed then. And then spellcraft.
Ooh, that danced around for a while.
That was terrifying, is what that roll was.
If you had to make a wish, one wish right now, what would you wish this was a scroll of?
Dispel
Wish.
magic.
You wish it was
Wish.
Then thank Josh, because it is a scroll of dispel magic.
Okay. Holy shit.
It's literally
I-
almost as though the gods themselves have come down and placed this gift before you. As you're like, oh man, there's two of them. I feel we're gonna.
I would look to one and with the look of holy shit, this is happening.
One would look at you. I don't know if he'd get it, but if he's seen you kind of look a bit excited and give him any kind of thing, he would just kind of look at you and just.
And you would hear
So
this
green
half.
would slowly come over his
Yeah,
face.
you would hear this half of the conversation. I would say to the old man, I have made two mistakes. One a bit more potent than the other. This may help deal with them, though. And I'll ask him, are you ready to do what you had planned? If things go awry?
I'm willing to do it, but understands that if we are going to try that, it requires the closing of that door and a bit of a concentration. Because only the two of you are here, the two of you would be forced to leave. And your friend would be left behind, unless you can procure him first. There's a way to get a hold of him still, but it will require a bit of... There's something between you and it, but between you and him. He says, looking at the devil.
The Zoom's kind of messing with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can't actually hear what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. More or less, he's just saying, it's going to take effort to be able to cause that transportation to happen, and only the two of you would go, because only two of you are inside this room.
Yeah.
You would need the other one if you want him to come too, but there's something between you and where your friend is, and it kind of like looks at the devil that's over there.
Well, yeah, I don't know. What was I going to say? I can't remember. Hopefully you can get rid of him, eh?
Yeah. So
That's what I was going to say. Rayron would probably have made his way back to where Elliot and Dwayne are, and I'm assuming if we didn't come back, he'd he'd just probably either go back to Red like they did before, or he would get out of there. So I don't think that they would come back in looking for us.
He said there was a way to contact our friend. What was that?
It does.
How?
It does not matter if there's a devil between you and your friend.
That's true. Well, you can at least, well, it would at least inform him of what the plan is.
Inform who? Oh, Rayron?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
The tunnel that you came through, the waterways, lead out into the area, to the river.
Okay, so we have to get rid of this one first. Well.
Cross your fingers, boys.
Yep.
Well, good news is that you technically have 2 chances. Because if you try to dispel magic on this one, it doesn't work. You still have the dismissal, and then there's 1 gone. You just have to worry about 1, which you can hopefully try to avoid. Yeah.
So I would be okay then. I mean, as the immediate action, since we're doing this, I will also whisper so we need the door to be closed to break the curse, just as like a little note to one. Obviously not talking nonsense, but he should hopefully hear the door needs to be closed part. But anyway, then
well, you say the door needs to be closed to break the curse. That's like an innuendo. There used to be actually be a skill called innuendo in 3.0. Anyways, 1, you roll me a sense motive check. It's now bluff is how you do innuendo, so roll me a bluff check, sir.
Oh. I mean, I wouldn't have been doing it loud, and I immediately doing something else.
You're just trying to secretly say information to him. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you do it. You know, it's kind of like you like the door needs to be closed, and you look at him. It's not like those numbers have to line up because he gets you. He knows you. He's traveled with you for a while now. He gets it. You're more or less just saying when the time is ready, shut the door. He doesn't know when the time is or anything like that, but he knows when the time is ready, shut the door.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I'm actually going to sacrifice another health as an immediate action.
Can I, seeing you know, do your thing, one would just pick up straight away and just like put his hand on you, and with the blessings of what's that? Is it the Battle Fury that he's also called?
Oh,
Rogar?
yeah. He has a bunch of names. Battle Fury, the I think it's the Unchained one, whatever it is. I can look it up. Sorry. Give me 2 seconds.
Sorry, he just say with the blessings of the I can't even remember what I just said. But
there we go.
Anyway.
Here you go. Breaker of Chains, God of Battle, Battle Fury. You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
You are correct.
With the blessing of the Battle Fury. And he would just obviously touch you, cast guidance.
Guidance is a +1 competence bonus, so it does stack. And then also that doesn't touch the luck dice. So the luck dice also stacks with whatever you roll. So you currently get a +1 sacred, +1 competence, and you're probably going to use a luck die, which will give you a +1 to 4 luck, on top of whatever your usual modifiers and whatnot is. So.
Well.
Whew, here we go.
Hold on. But similar to before, how there seems to be a fate smiling upon you, you actually have advantage on this roll.
Oh. I'm flat out just in case. Oh no, wait, that's before the buff of
Correct. You actually have a 31, and you know what the DC is because it's a 3rd level spell, so it's DC 25. Now here's the upside is awesome. The downside is you technically have to make a caster level check to dispel a spell, which is a DC 20 plus caster level. Now the caster level of the scroll is of course 5. It's normal, so on and so forth. So you have to roll a D20.
Just roll a D20?
Correct. This time you don't get the +1 from this and +1 from that.
Oh!
It's D20 plus 5, so that gets you to a 24. You're trying to break through whatever spell it is that's holding you here. You don't know what the DC is for this. You know that you have a 24. You do not, because you have the +5 for the caster level of the scroll. You do not get the +1 for the sacred bonus. You don't get the +1 for the other thing because those are already for the next roll, right? Do you want to roll luck?
Yeah, just in case. Oh, it's a 1.
Well, DC 25 doesn't matter what the actual DC was. DC 25 works, and so literally you describe it to me. You're standing there, you're having a conversation. You turn to one and you say, "To break the curse, we're going to need to shut the door." And one gives you like a knowing, like one's a silent person. He just gives you that knowing look, like almost like an eye nod. You know what I mean? Then describe what happens.
So he's going to turn around and start saying, so this should help, really loud to the devil. So this should help us break the curse on the sword and then read out the Dispel Magic Scroll. Just like staring right at him.
So it knows what Dispel Magic is. So it's watching what you do. And it all of a sudden it's like narrowing its eyes. Like, what is this trying to do? It thinks it's here. You know what I mean? It doesn't realize, it thinks it's here. So it sees you starting to cast Dispel Magic, and it's not very happy with it. Roll me a bluff check really quickly.
Oh, damn it.
The problem is, as you're reading this thing, you start to get this like grin on your face. You're like, oh, this is so working. These words just make sense. The translation is perfect for me. I get it. I knew exactly what I need to do to read this scroll. And you're like getting giddy, and it can see that on your face. And all of a sudden it looks over at one, and one is just giving it his cold stare that he always gives. Then he looks back into the empty room and looks down at you and realizes, no, something's wrong. It literally reaches up and grabs the door frame, like the door itself, and its fingers come into the door. You guys are kind of hoping beforehand it never came through. Maybe it wasn't able to. You realize, oh no, it can. Grabs the door frame and it starts coming in, but as it comes at you quickly, it starts like swaying to the left and its big tail coming up to the right and pulling itself back and literally starts to launch forward. And then all of a sudden, its fingers, then its arm, shoulder, body, head, legs, tail, everything just break apart and discorporeate in little magical flitters as the spell is dispelled and just disappears.
It worked. It worked. And I would quickly explain everything he told me, to one as fast as I can. Like, we need to go get Rayron, and there's a possible chance we could buff that sword that Rayron had before we leave these lands to kill it if dismissal fails. But we have dismissal now, and worst case scenario, we have a way out.
Well,
the door needs to be shut to be able to teleport to another place.
Okay, another thing is I could go out the river or whatever, meet up with Rayron. You could stay here, call it down, and as it comes down, try and cast dismissal on it. If it fails, shut the door, and then he teleports you out.
The issue is I need to keep the door shut for a period of time because it's not an instantaneous affair.
Oh, so how long do you have to keep the door closed for?
I would turn around and ask him how long I need to keep the door closed.
The door will be closed, and the whole process takes less than a minute.
Oh,
Less
okay,
than a
well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think we need to go get Rayron and our stuff and our friends.
Yeah, I think we definitely do.
To summon your friend should be pretty easy. Outside this door, and you must move quick, otherwise he will have left already. Outside of this door, there is a walkway that goes down to water, but not far down that waterway is a grate that opens up into the beyond courtyard. You can send your magical lights, you can send your magics in that direction. You can capture his attention and pull him back this way. Do it now and do it fast. I aided you in that spell, and I'm already feeling weak.
Well, I would immediately do that. I would while going tell one what the plan is, and then I would go find that grate.
Okay. So are we going to get Rayron and try and fight it with this blade?
No, we're trying to get him into here. The first thing, try dismissal. That fails. We're going to try and channel the power into the blade. If that fails, we're leaving.
How are we going to leave?
This guy can transport us to a...
He can do one or the other, can't he?
Correct, one or the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we'd bring him here so we can do one or the other. We can choose to either buff or we can choose to try and leave.
Is Neil still in chat?
It looks like he is.
Thanos
Yeah.
snapped. When Thanos snapped the bone devil.
Any thoughts now?
On
You reckon you can take him with your black blade, or you reckon we should try and dismiss him and then vamoose?
teleport away.
Yeah, dismiss. Okay, so try and dismiss.
Oh yeah, we try and dismiss him first either way.
Yeah, I was about to say we're going to do that
Yeah.
either way, and then if dismissal fails, do we teleport away or do we try and do a slash?
All right, and while that's thinking, let me get this set up over here for you boys.
We kill him? Okay. Well, I guess we need. Yeah, yikes. I mean, it'll be interesting to say the least.
Yeah. So, by the way, Neil, you're frontlining. Just so you know. You've got the black blade. You're in frontline troops today.
You know what I have on my belt? I have a delay poison.
Yep, that is a thing.
I would give that to one to take whenever we start this.
The way dismissal works is that it gets a will saving throw.
Its will's probably pretty high, so. But there's always a chance. I mean, so I don't know. See if you can get more information on what's going to happen. Like, as you're sending your lights and we're waiting for Neil to get back, Rayron to get back, ask him what this power in the blade's supposed to do so we can better make a decision.
Not a bad idea, actually.
So you just ask him that question. He's like, it's hard to say exactly what the powers are that the blade does because I've never wielded it, and the curse was never quite in this form before. It was understood that whenever anybody has tried to attack this keep in the past, they've always failed because the wielder of the blade would cut through all of their foes. They could make walls of blades. They could hone their steel strong enough to cut through other metals. But again, that is not something that can normally happen. That is not the normal blade that is held by the leader of the keep. Instead, it was something that could happen with focused magics and draining of the power of the curse that made the blade even exist to begin with.
I think we fight.
One just looks at you and he goes, "We are the winner, we die." And he looks and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he starts nodding his head and he's starting to get worked up. He's ready.
Okay.
Okay. So you send that thing out, that little light out to poor Rayron. Now, Rayron's out there, and he's like, finally got underneath the keep, and so on and so forth. And he's like, yay! I finally made underneath the keep. I have my stuff. There's my armor. What are those lights?
Oh, god damn it.
So he sees his armor there. He sees everything that he left behind there, and he sees the lights, and he's like, I've already got a backpack. I've already got 3 backpacks. And then there's those lights there. He kind of like looks... He looks about and he has like this moment where he has to kind of like think about all the shit that he has to carry. Now, just give me one moment to double check something. Now, Rayron luckily is a very smart boy. He's a very, very, very smart boy. I just need to double check one more thing.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah. So just checking one more thing. There it is. And okay, so he's a very smart boy. So he looks about and he's like, oh, fuck it. Grabs his own backpack, throws it inside one of the seeming backpacks that seems to take things in, and he's like, huh, that did work, and threw it over his shoulder, and takes the other one, and he's like, I think it'll fit. And he tries to put it in there, and it doesn't quite fit because of how much stuff is inside there, but takes a couple objects out and puts it into the other backpack and like the side pouches, and then shoves that one in there too. And now he's like, okay, I just got 2 backpacks with the armor and everything thrown inside of it. He's like, this is really weird with 2 5-pound backpacks holding all of this stuff inside. But he grew up in a country of magic, so it doesn't blow his mind. He
would be the one for that to do. He's the one that knows, has seen stuff like this before, I imagine.
Exactly. And then he starts making his own little swimming over towards like where it was that he was before, and starts trying to make his little swimming back.
And if I heard you correct, you said that he put the armors in the backpack as well.
Correct.
Yeah, why don't you get your armor back?
Well, he knew that he could, and he's like, I'm not leaving this stuff here. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and this is where he comes over.
Yeah, Tesh, just so you know, I'm out of everything. I have no potions. I have no spells. No judgments.
Yep. Yep. I have 3 spells left. So.
And it's over here where he realizes he kind of comes up and he sees like this light that's kind of like hovering up here.
Oh, I didn't even see that before.
Yep, that was you guys that put that light, of course, through the grates. But the problem is that light didn't just attract his attention. Something else saw it as well. And then while he's like looking at this light, he looks over and he sees there's something else that's looking at the light and looking down and seeing him there. Now, technically, he still is not in breach of contract. He still has not left the land yet. But he's like, fuck. And immediately he has to make the decision. What do I do? Well, clearly one of the lights is still buzzing inside of like where the grates are, and the other 3 are kind of like dancing around outside of the grates trying to get his attention, and so he knows where he has to go. He's like, ugh, and immediately starts like running to get over to the edge of the water as close to the grate as possible and dive in to get there. Mind you, the devil that was here sees him going and just teleports over to where it was that he was, and then starts chasing after him as he's going to go running in. And he's like, ah! And starts trying to get away from the thing. I need from Rayrin to make me it's a swim check to get underneath there. Luckily, he's no longer in medium load, so let's reduce his weight by a crap ton. Let's see, reduce his studded leather to 2 pounds.
Dive in the backpack yourself.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I think everyone needs to prepare for all our characters to die. So.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, Neil might die and he's not even here. Sorry, Neil. Why does he still have a minus to his swim?
He shouldn't if he's not got like the armor on or anything.
Yeah, I just reduced his weight. Oh, no, -1. He should have a -1 because he has his armor is on. He never took his armor off, right? He was still wearing his studded leather, and his studded leather provides an ACP of -1, but the medium load penalty is reduced. So that's what you get for wearing armor. Oh, and he actually said in chat studded leather.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay, so his total swim check is a -1. Here we go. I can't see my result. There it is. Yeesh. So he goes and he jumps into the water and splash, 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 splash. Gets over to the grate. Something is hard to swim inside calm water like this. Gets over to the grate and starts trying to swim down. But unfortunately, he's not able to get down very easily. Despite the fact that the backpacks are light and not very impeding of like weight, they're still made out of leather and buoyant. And so like,
I mean, he could roll a luck. I don't know if it would help much, but he could roll a luck, but I don't know if it would help much at all.
Well, so I'm be more than happy to. And the problem is the things are buoyant, so he's trying to fight against them. It's like he's failing by a lot. You guys want him to roll a luck?
Oh, then yeah.
Then Tesh, you roll the luck.
Why me? Oh, never mind. Go me.
That was a DC 12. Good job.
Oh,
so the things are buoyant and pulling on him, but finally he's like, what am I doing? I'm way smarter than this. And starts grabbing the grate and using the grate to pull himself down. Like he's climbing up a ladder, but upside down. And pulls himself to the bottom of the grate. It's similar to the bottom of the door that you had to get through to get into here, like described last session or whatever. He then has the spiked part underneath. And he kind of like grabs it and flips himself upside down. So he's like looking up and he's like has his squinty eyes trying to like look through like the water. And he pulls himself just barely underneath the grate. Good thing he's a skinny boy. And he pulls himself underneath the grate, and on the other side, he's able to kind of pull himself up. And it's dark in there, and he's only a human, so he can't really see much. But there's a little light behind him. Luckily, about 100 feet away, down the hall, you have Valrin, who's literally staring at that little stairwell that we were looking at forever ago, which is way over here. Stare at the little stairwell. You have Valorant's kind of like standing with an angle where he can look, and he's like, "Oh, I see him," and you can call out.
Oh, Ray, this way.
And
Ray, this way.
And Rayron starts immediately trying to swim to get there as quickly as he can. You know, kind of like, gotta get there as quick as possible. Yay! Sorry, there we go. Yay, as quick as possible. As he's trying to get over there. Is that on screen? It is. But the problem is...
I will have the scroll of dismissal in my hand ready, just for whenever it appears.
And also, I don't know if this would work for the other things, but one would have his hand placed on Valorant's back and would just be like reciting a sermon of Rogar repeatedly. So more or less, he's just casting guidance over and over again.
I also would have done this again.
What's that one? Sorry. Oh, okay. So he's just taking another health point damage. So, of course, if that's an immediate action, though, that health point damage one, you would do last second. Because the immediate action, you do it on somebody else's turn, right?
It would be like while I'm reading it, like a bit of the skin peels off while I'm reading the spell, basically.
Awesome. So what happens is the he's swimming as hard as he can, and then all of a sudden the creature kind of wades into the water, puts one hand, because it's much taller, right? So it's wading into the water and puts one hand on like the grate and kind of like leans over towards like more the shore area. It leans over, looks into the grate and sees him swimming as fast as he can, and all of a sudden the blink of an eye appears as far as it can see comfortably from where it was standing, which is right in front of Valoran, standing on top of one of those rickety boats. Immediately as it lands on the boat itself, so it's like shift and sway back and forth, so it lands and it's kind of like trying to hold its own balance and everything as it's standing there. But it's standing like directly in front of Valoran. And unfortunately, boys, as much as I know you just want to jump into action is something that needs to be done in order. In which case...
This could be over before it begins. Just letting you know.
Wouldn't Valorant have had a prepared action on sight of this thing to cast?
Sure.
So
that's what I did say. I had it ready.
Sure.
It appearing should trigger that action.
But let's prepare ourselves just in case. Sure. Don't you worry, Jake. Don't you worry.
Oh, I'm worried. I'm very worried.
I'm glad you made that argument for the prepared action.
I've been playing Pathfinder for 3 years, okay?
Fair enough. I have not.
Rolled garbage. Oh, but Valorant rolled worse! Yay!
But if I get that prepared action, it just means it will kill me if I fail.
What am I rolling? Initiative?
Okay, and then Rayron, I did roll Rayron. So it's just you.
Oh my god.
So, all of a sudden, it appears immediately in front of you. Like, we're talking legit right in front of you. The plus side is you have a prepared action to cast a spell. The downside is reading the scroll, casting a spell immediate in front of it, provokes an attack of opportunity.
Well, fuck.
Bye, Rayron. Bye, Valorant.
Do I at least get to read it off before it attacks?
Huh?
Do I at least get to read it off before it attacks? So I die dismissing it?
No. Well, it's an attack of opportunity interrupts your... So more or less, you immediate action take the 1 point of damage to activate everything that you need to do. And then it, effectively immediate action, interrupts your actual casting of the scroll to attack at you. So I get to make one attack against you. You had mentioned having a potion before. Obviously, you didn't drink it yet, but we'll worry about that in a second. So it appears in front of you, and it's going to make an attack of opportunity against you. Oh, its chance to hit is sexy high. Holy shit, sexy high.
Yeah, and you get a low AC, don't you?
Oh, easy.
Yeah, no, I'm dead. I'm flat out dead.
Yeah,
not necessarily dead.
One shot.
Not necessarily dead.
No.
What's your health points?
7.
Oh.
Get by.
I start with 12.
Oh, you never healed after all those after combat?
We have one healing thing.
Ooh.
I start with 12 anyway. Like it's not like healing was going to protect me from this.
No, maybe somebody in chat will be very nice and give you whatever of the martyr. Maybe now's the time to make your plea.
Please, let me at least attempt this scroll of dismissal.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to think of anything that could stop this. I don't know how this works, but as it was a prepared action, when he looked in the grate, could he see Valorant, or could he just see the boat? Because if he can't see him, he wouldn't know Valorant was there, so it's going to pop in. Valorant
I can also
It popped in
immediately
the furthest spot that it could possibly do. Dismissal, however, is a range of close, which is too far for him to have cast it during the great time. So it just happens to teleport the furthest range that it could get to, which was the boat.
I have an argument.
Shoot.
You said when it appeared on the boat, it had to first regain its balance.
Yeah, that's fine, though. It still gets the immediate action attack of opportunity. So
what my argument, which I'm just frantically grabbing at straws, but he didn't know Valorant was there,
that's okay.
so he appeared. Would he still be able to get that action off?
Yeah, yes, all that. Yes, he's still getting the action. Okay, now just to be clear, as this thing strikes out at you with its tail, you feel a blessing of the martyr come over you.
Oh, this is where it kills me through the blessing.
Granting you 11 temporary health points, which is why I did it. As a fact, you got 2 of those. I'm refunding the second one. So the person I gave the second one is getting refunded.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, oh gracious chat. or merciful chat. Thank you.
And so you get 11 temporary health points. I actually did to you from just flat damage with my stinger 10 points of damage. So you still have 1 temporary health point.
Yep.
However, I also need you to make me it's just confirming, a fortitude save. Yeesh.
You have +1 from guidance.
You have +1 from guidance. And give me 1 second.
How many lucks do we have? 6.
Are you going to use your +1 sacred from Sacrificial Boon?
I'm not using it on this. I'm using that on the...
Wait, do you only have 1 HP? So if you used that, would you just lose that HP?
No. That's 1 temp HP. 1 temp HP.
Okay, yeah.
And I've got that stored for the dismissal scroll. So I'm going to roll... I don't know whether I've passed or not, but just in case, I'm going to roll luck.
Okay.
Because I need to pass this.
I get you a 19 total, I believe. 15 plus 3 is 18, plus 1 that guidance gave you is 19.
Yep.
I'm really sorry to tell you this, but 19 actually does not save. This is how much you take. 3 points of strength damage.
Strength damage. Eek. Okay, so...
Valorant drops the scroll. He's like...
No, I'm bad. I'm not that bad. I'm bad, though.
Yeah, this gets really rough for you really quick. So...
does that take actual damage as well, or just strength damage?
Just strength damage.
Okay.
You need to make me a D20 check. It's actually called a concentration check.
Isn't there like a button for that? I think there's a button for that.
Oh wait, hold on. Before we continue on, hold on. I may have fucked up. 15 plus 3 from luck is 18 plus 1 is a competence bonus from you, Jake.
Guidance is a competence bonus, I'm pretty sure.
And +1 morale from Aid of the Martyr. That's a 20. You actually made the check. You don't take the 3 strength damage. That's actually DC 20. You hit it. I just remembered. So sorry. You don't take the strength damage. You actually saved against that poison. Good for you, boyo. You failed by 1.
And he's like a hole in his chest, like, yay!
All right. So concentration check. The way that works is if you go into the spells tab, is
I was
a
about
button.
to say, I'm pretty sure there's a thing.
Yep.
Oh, come on. That was almost great.
That was almost wonderful. However, because of something that was triggered before, I'll explain later, roll me that again and take it as though you have advantage.
Oh my god.
So 13 plus 1 from your Aid of the Martyr gets you to a 14. You're welcome to add a luck die onto that. Let me just confirm the...
I think this is important, so if I do add a luck.
I just need to confirm.
I like that idea. The only reason the poison didn't take effect is I was so bad at defending the attack. It went all the way through, and the poison just.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Problem is, that is, your check is just too low. Yeah, you just too. You don't know the rules, but I'm telling you right now, the DC is 10, plus damage taken, 10, plus spell level 5. It's a DC 25. You just rolled too shitty to even have a chance. So I'm not even gonna roll the luck one. It's not even worth it. So this is what happens. Round 1, it's the creature. So if not even round 1, prepared action. It appears in front of you. You try to cast a spell. It stabs you with its tail. You just barely able to resist the poisons of the tail, but unfortunately it disrupts you. So you're about to get the spell off, and then you just can't. You just can't get the spell off. It just hurts too much. It stops there, and that's unfortunately the end of your prepared action because the spell doesn't go off. But the scroll is not wasted. It's not that the scroll fizzles or anything like that happens. So you're safe there. It's Rayron's turn. Rayron is going to make a swim check to try to get the fluff over to you because that's all he can do at the moment. And
Rounds.
Rayron is swimming over, and all of a sudden, as he's making his way over, he looks up. He's like, he should see what's happening, and he doesn't realize it as literally his boot ends up looping into, because these boats are old and rotted and stuff like that, as we described forever ago. There's also junk on the floor inside here, old ropes and stuff like that, and some growing weeds. His foot gets caught into it, and as he goes to swim forward, he pulls too hard, and it kind of pulls him back a bit, and his head goes underwater as he starts drowning because he's can't swim very well. Raven's terrible at swimming. It's now the creature's turn. The creature doesn't need any more interruptions. And so immediately what it does...
Free action, out of turn.
What?
Free action, out of turn.
Hold on. Jake.
You were glitching like crazy right now.
Yeah. You've been a little spotty the whole session, but right now it's going crazy.
You were like, who out of turn?
Just what?
Out of turn?
One more time, please. I'm so sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, I said, can you talk as a free action out of turn?
Yes, you can.
Okay. One having his hand still on Valorant chanting, just looks at the creature and yells, "Stop!" And then he says quickly, "Your partner has already gone. Don't." And then that's. I'm saying that's all he can say within his turn. Within that free action, anyway.
Yeah,
so he's trying to pause initiative to engage it. That's his plan.
So you say that. So you're like, that all happens. It's stop. Your partner's already gone. And so, to fit this into the RP, you do that, and you say stop. And so it looks at you, and clearly it seems a little interested, but is disinterested in being interrupted with what's going on behind him. So immediately he sees that. He sees the interest in what you're saying, and almost whimsically, he throws a hand behind him. And as he throws his hand behind him, you don't see magic or anything appear out of his hands, but all of a sudden the water that's over in the stream starts to gain a layer of ice over it. As a spellcraft check to see what he's doing.
Oh no, I think I know what he's doing.
What check?
Spellcraft check, please.
Oh, I don't have it.
Okay, with a 21, you definitely can identify what it is. He's literally casting Wall of Ice, and because of his caster level, he can do 12 10-foot squares of ice is what he can make over in this area over here. And so 12 10-foot squares is a pretty friggin' big area. I'm going to try to portray that well onto the map for us in a second. But he starts freezing up all of the water nearby. And
he's drowning, Rayron.
So let's go. So this is a 10-foot square. So just to make it clear, hold on. Let's copy paste. Go here, and then we'll kind of make you to front. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
My God.
Oh. And you guys can kind of see what he's doing, of course. So he's
That's not too bad.
Yeah, he's
That's not.
Go ahead.
It's not good, but it's not too bad.
So he's making it so more or less Rayrin cannot join you guys into the fight. You know what I mean? He's freezing up this whole area, making sure that nobody can just kind of like jump into the fight with you. So Rayrin's more or less locked out. All right, so that's what he does on his turn, is he throws his arm back and makes a wall of ice and just makes a horizontal as opposed to a vertical wall of ice and just freezes that entire area of water right there. Just places ice on top of it. Okay, awesome. That's actually its turn, as well as it's going to 5-foot step up. So technically you're both currently, because this creature is large size tall. Let me just confirm that. Large size tall, which means technically it has I don't want the image to look ugly. Technically this is its size. That's the square it kind of like takes up. So I might as well leave it that way now that we've already seen it pretty. So that means the area they can normally attack is, you know, two squares out, right? From here, 2 squares out, you know what I'm saying? So it can already hit you one, but just because it doesn't want anybody to just easily 5-foot step away, it steps up to be adjacent to the two of you. Okay. These creatures are smart creatures. You're not dealing with some goblin that happens to drink a large potion. So it steps up and it's like, you were commanded to leave, but you have stayed. Why have you stayed? Why do I not have connection to him? To them. Why are they gone? You will pay for your breach of contract. Juan, it's actually your turn.
Yeah, so one's not the talker. That's Rayron's job normally. So he just locks eyes with it and he says, I told you before, we are not in breach of contract. We have not left these lands never to return. We are also trying to break the curse as is in the contract. We need access to that room to speak with the invisible old man. I don't know if you've ever described him before, Tesh.
I would have said old man, yeah.
Yeah. So he says the old man. Then one says, your partner followed us in the room and vanished. The old man said that that the presence of creatures from another plane is disrupting the field of magic here, which we are not able to properly speak to him. However, we need him to channel the power of the keep to break the blade so we can defeat a step of the curse.
First, I need from you a bluff check, because that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. It was a whole bunch of like sort of close to accurate things mixed in with a bunch of bullshit.
Well, I mean, we dismissed
the
it.
intention.
There was no getting around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
No, we didn't breach the contract technically. We have not left yet.
Yeah, we haven't breached the contract. So bluff, okay.
Okay. And then your diplomacy check, because even for the stuff that isn't bullshit, to make it convincing. Okay.
18. Diplomacy.
Lies. Why does it lie? 18 diplomacy. Are you modifying that one, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
15.
15.
that's 15 at least, yeah.
Just because I'm mean, I'm gonna open roll his sense motive check for you.
Ah, stop. Natty one, mate.
Sure, I'll natty one.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
This isn't a Mathis character. It's not just good at lying and bad at listening. So it looks right through your bullshit and sees that you are clearly lying. It's giving you that look that straight up says, "I'm not as dumb as you look." You know what I mean? So So you can tell like right off the bat, this thing is not listening to your bullshit. So you my apologies. So then it then looks at you at everything else that you said, the truths that you said, the things that it understood to be true, and says like, which is more or less like, oh, we were speaking to the old man in there. We do need that room. Da 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 da. Blah 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 blah. But the problem is like some of the stuff is a little convoluted. Like we need that room to break the curse. It's actually not entirely true, but that's kind of like muddled in the water. And so it says to you, you were telling lies. Speak the truth, or you die. And like it starts like it this like hunched kind of like posture. You can see its tail coming up, its claws of its its left hand, they're like very close to Aurorum, or can easily slash and get him. Its tail is raised high, where just even the slightest flick of his bum and the tail can come throwing itself at you. And Rayrin is over there. Unfortunately, you can't really do much more speaking because it's free action, but it's not endless. Do you take any actions, or do you allow your turn to pass?
I mean, if I can't
Just
speak
guidance.
anymore, then there's. If I can't speak anymore, then there's. I mean, even 5 foot stepping, I'm still within its range. So.
Yeah, but 5 foot step would allow you to be able to touch Valorant because you would be within reach.
I was right behind Valorant.
You're on the map.
So.
This is where things
I
kind of like were the whole time. So I was just
talked
controlling
about
this one.
how his hand would have been on my shoulder, so maybe like.
Oh yeah, that's right. So maybe you were here the whole time, anyways. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And he can't stand here now because there's ice, so he doesn't have to worry about being on a boat on the water. So so you just kind of stay there, do nothing else.
Yeah. Well, if I can't talk anymore, then there's nothing else I can do. So.
Guidance.
Yep.
Can you move?
If I
out of
can,
the way?
guys.
You can guidance.
Can
Yep.
you move me out of the way so I can cast the spell?
I'd like to, but I feel like you just get attack of opportunity on you, and
He would actually get it on you because you'd be like kind of like doing the action. You'd be kind of like grabbing him with your body and shielding him with your body to like move him out of the way a bit. That would provoke an attack of opportunity, certainly, but it would be against you.
Sure.
I would say the attack of opportunity would be provoked and he'd be able to attack. He could try for Valorant, but you're the easier target because you'd be giving him like an improved cover sort of a thing, I've got you, buddy.
Yeah, sure. He would just, as he's talking, he would have like lock eyes with it the whole time, grabbing Valorant, and he'd just like look at him while he's speaking and just move him back,
Gotcha. So
pull him back.
yeah, but you're like kind of stepping in the way, protecting against the attack, right?
Yes, more or less. Can I pull Valorant back a square so then he can 5 foot step out and get the scroll off?
You can pull him back.
on his turn?
You can pull him back 2 squares because even right here is still within his range. So you pull him back 2 squares
sweet.
to that spot. Yeah, so right
Yeah.
there. Cool. So you can do that. It does provoke the attack of opportunity. I'm going to make that attack against you in just a moment. But that means you didn't cast guidance. We cool with that?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So he grabs you and grabs you and just tries to pull you back, stepping in front of any attacks that might come in the way, etc., etc. What is your current AC 1 since you don't have protection and all that other fun magical stuff up? Now, mind you, it's been, sorry, just to be clear, because of all the potions and shit that you drank earlier, it's been less than say 20 minutes, though well more than say Euro's 3-minute potions.
Yeah.
So that being said, does Barkskin, is that still on you? Shield of Faith, I don't think is, and I don't think any of the stat boosters are.
They're all none at 20 minutes. So.
Not even Barkskin?
I'll look it up quickly. I don't believe so though.
Because I'm pretty sure Barkskin is a 10 minutes per level. And
Is that?
Here, 10 minutes per level. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what's your AC with that one, sir?
18.
Okay, 18 is still easy to hit.
Ugh.
Is he standing on ice?
Ice doesn't affect it.
Okay.
Wait, let me just confirm that. I don't want to screw up my devils because he's not an ice devil. Actually, no. I would say it's a matter of footing. I'll make a check in 1 second to see if I have a negative modifier for being on slippery ice. Give me 1 second to make a check, okay? And then I have to do one more thing, because... Oh, it's turned past. I didn't make you guys make that check. I was being nice. Fuck it. I'm dumb. All right. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, +5. All right. Yeah, I definitely hit a AC of 18. Plus 10. So, yeah, I definitely hit you. But... So even if I was, the ice thing was a factor, it's not going to, I was going to apply a -2 penalty, so it doesn't matter. So you do take damage. Actually, you don't take a lot. You only take 10 points of damage. Not a lot for you, I should say. But I do need a fortitude saving throw from you. Oh. I was hoping for that 12 because you could have done something with that 12, but unfortunately a 2 is very, very, very difficult to work with.
Yeah.
So, on the bright side, you moved him back, which is what you wanted to do.
Yep.
You rolled that. You're going to take, unfortunately, that strength damage that we talked about beforehand. Hopefully it's a low number. It's a 1.
Oh, good.
I feel like
That's not too bad. That could have been a lot worse.
Oh, I feel like, can I do it like this instead? 1d6 divided by 2, round up. How do you round up in roll 20? Do you guys remember?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
You maybe? Yeah. Oh, it didn't round up though. So there's a way to round up. I mean, maybe it's ceiling. Maybe I have to add ceiling to it. By the way, that way we can get a physical die rolled. But either way, that would have still been 3. That would have been 3. So you only take 1, which is nice. 1 point of strength damage. And that's it. That's their turn. So it comes and lashes you with the tail. Ah! The amount of pain is excruciating. But you get to take that you get to pick him up and shield him and move him back a bit and whatnot, and it hurts. Valorant, it's your turn. You were just like shifted. You see him take the same sting that you did, but unfortunately you see him literally starting to sag from the attack. The two of you were clearly outmatched. You're going to last, seconds more, if that. But luckily the position he put you in, his body is a shield between you and this creature. You can find yourself the opportunity to stumble back a little bit further. It's called a free 5-foot step. Just to be barely out of this creature's range. And so you do that free 5-foot step back, and you're able to cast your spell. Do you want to corner yourself or no? Corner?
Actually, if I move here, that's out of the range, right?
Actually, I do not believe it is. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
From this body, it's 10 feet.
No, then I have to
You'd go back in the corner, wouldn't you?
You can go here.
You're standing there, so you go in that corner.
It's technically not a corner, remember, because the little,
Yeah, but close to the door, so.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what yeah. Okay, and then
for the record, it might not perceive the illusion, but go ahead.
That's a good point. But I mean, if we go through it, it's going to realize there's something iffy there.
Yep.
Anyway, I guess now is the time to do the roll that matters.
This is going to be your spellcraft check. Now, again, because of what had happened beforehand, I can't. But you get to roll this with advantage. Now, are you going to
this would be where I'm spending that 1 that I never got to spend.
Unfortunately, guidance was already applied to the saving throw before, which saved you.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
And don't forget about the +1 from the spell that was put on you. Wow. Do you know
So you've cast it.
Do you know the DC
It's
is...
also... It's
the DC
on my...
cast the spell?
What?
Do you know the DC is to cast the spell?
What?
What is it? 20 plus spell level, right?
Yeah, so 25.
So you have a 30. So you definitely successfully cast the spell, but it gets a will saving throw.
Can we anti-luck the?
Well, the ones that are supposed to the daddy ones I didn't incorporate yet. I was waiting until season 1 was over before we incorporated the negative stuff. So.
Okay.
But I think those help me as opposed to hurt you. Anyways. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think they help me as opposed to help you. Whatever. Anyways. Okay.
Stop looking like that, Scott. That's will saves +20, boys.
No, will save's not plus 20. That'd be crazy. So yeah,
Oh,
will
19.
save.
Plus 19.
Oh yeah. I'll give you this. Its biggest save, which is 2 of them, is plus 12.
Oh, lovely.
So is one of those is 2 out of 3 is one of those will. Let me roll. So you pull out the scroll and you start reading it. And then you like finish up the spell and you like throw the magics over at the creature. And it stands there and it realizes what you're trying to do and it's not very happy with it. And so it looks at you and it narrows its eyes on you and it knows that you're the next one it's going to kill. The next one it's going to kill. We don't care about Rayron's turn because he's probably just going to drown over there anyways. We know that you're the next one it's going to kill. But first it has to kill one. So after you cast your spell and you throw the magic at the thing, nothing happens. It reaches down with its turn and it grabs at you one with its claws. And grabs at you and starts hoisting you up in the air with its friggin' spike tail and it goes to attack you.
Okay.
But then, all of a sudden you drop down to your feet. Similar to what happened beforehand with the monstrous creature. As the creature looks down at you, having somehow slipped through its fingers, then it looks back at its hand, and notice that its hand is translucent. Then it looks down at you, and it looks furious. And it rushes forward to try to kill you, Valorant, but literally rushes through one's body because he's
Can I
incorporeal.
spat at it?
Sure. It does this big
It
swipe.
probably spits. He just spits blood, I would assume.
Yeah. At this point, yeah. Spits blood on the thing. And then it
As
just fades. Fades.
Yeah,
like,
the second it's moving towards Val, you just hear. And just like charging at him and disappearing. And then the scream keeps going for a good like minute after it's like disappeared. Just.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Did it work? I think. Is. Oh. Yeah. Oh, right. We should probably help him.
As you say that, you just see one's just looking at you, but
Would
it's
all
like
the ice disappear?
no. As a duration, not a concentration.
one would be looking you like in your direction, Tesh. He'd be looking straight at you, but he's not. There's no focus in his eyes as he kind of like gets down to one knee and he just starts laughing, and he's just like. Yeah, he just starts laughing. He can't hear, like, it's like he can't hear what you're saying. He's just...
Honestly, Valrum would probably join in with laughing at that point, and then we hear the bubbling, and it's like, oh, right, save him.
Okay. So who's going to go over and save him real quick, just for the sake of telling the story?
I mean, I'm definitely going over if he's not listening. I hope
So he's going to laugh into himself. He's having his own crazy moment, or whatever it is. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to let him have his time. He hasn't been this weird yet, so I'm gonna give him his moment and hope that everything's okay. And then you kind of go making your way across the ice. I want to watch Tesh make a acrobatics check to get across the ice.
I was about to say,
Anybody else?
It's going to be hilarious. Acrobatics?
Yeah. Oh! He goes rushing down the stairs, and it's literally one of those moments where he like pushes himself off the stairs, and he uses like the stick out wide one way to kind of give him some control for balance, and he literally slides. It's literally one of those like slides across the ice to get over there, and is able to kind of like jump into the water because I don't think you have any other magical means of helping him. Jump into the water to get your way over to Rayrin. From here, it's not really a swim check; it's an athletics check. You can do swim instead if you'd like.
Where's my swim and where's my athletics? I don't see an athletics thing, but where's swim? Swim is -1.
Mm-hmm.
You mean acrobatics?
Athletics?
I don't think.
Oh,
seem to have
fuck!
that.
Acrobatics. Athletics doesn't exist. So swim. It has to be swim then. Has to be swim.
Oh, it has to be swim. Good all. It's a -1.
So you swim over there, and you're able to just barely kind of get him unhooked, so he can. And he's fine. He's okay again. Now that he's unhooked, he's not drowning anymore. And then he looks about, and he sees like now you're struggling just with swimming in general because you're wearing like robes and have a stick in your hand. And you're trying to swim with like a stick in your hand.
I don't have robes, luckily. He has my
Your wet
robes in the
clothes.
bag.
Your wet clothes or whatever. And so now he actually hoists you up, and the two of you kind of like together are able to swim over to the ice and climb up on it. Now, ice is going to last 12 minutes, which is a long, long, long time. So the two of you can kind of like make your way over to the ice and get up and then get over to you, Jake.
Varon would like do the thing where as soon as he's on land, he just lays there.
Hold on one second.
And it's like,
I got to pee.
cold, and then move over to the stone and then lay there.
I'm going to let you guys do your RP with one another real quick. Why? Be right back.
Okay. So yeah, I would do the thing where I like get up on the edge, lay down on the ice, being like, "Oh, it's cold." Get up and then move over and lay down on the stone. Just wash.
Well, as you do that, if you look over that one, he's kind of like he's coming to the end of his laughing now. It's just like dying down, but he's lying down, just staring at the ceiling.
Oh. For once, I actually believe you that Rogar is looking over us, as is the martyr. I think both of them helped us today.
I agree. I'm glad we could get you the space you needed to be able to dismiss that.
Yes, thank you. Speaking of, he's going to walk over and he's going to... did I use Cure Light? No, I used Cure Light already, didn't
You did,
I?
yeah.
I did. No, I don't. Okay, I can't do that. Never mind. Just are you okay? That mine was painful, but it went right through. He like looks over and there's like a hole in his back. It's like, it hurts, but not as much as I was expecting.
Yeah. One is he's like, you haven't seen him like this before, but he seems like he's in shock. Like he was staring death in the face, and he thought like he was going to give himself up just to give you the time you needed for a Hail Mary. And as he got picked up and the thing just disappeared, he just feels so exhilarated.
Oh.
He probably would then kind of, as you're talking, get up and he would go over and he'd probably put his arm on your shoulder and just say, "Thank you, Belden. Thank you."
Thank you too. That was quite something. Oh. Then we have this one over here who's drowning.
Let's go to the old man.
Yeah, I we would get our stuff from Rayron, and like I would get one of the packs, put my pack in it.
I put my armor back on.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Actually, what happens when we try and pull our stuff out of it?
One thing real quick, just back to the RP moment. Rayron's actually going to be complimenting, like, it was a brilliant idea using the lights to get me here, but more importantly, I can't believe that actually worked. You got rid of one of them. Where's the other one? You'd explain it to him, and he would just like kind of like jaw drop, like holy shit, like oh my god. Like for one, I heard you guys getting caught, but wasn't too worried about you beforehand because like it sounded like you had it under control. So I used the distraction to sneak away, but I did not realize you're that successful, and so Ray would actually be complimenting to the fact that you guys did very, very, very well. You know what I mean? And would not mention the drowning at all in that conversation. So
yeah. One good thing is, I mean, as much as we got rid of them, we may still have to honor that contract. I don't know. We have to test that another day.
And then, I was going to say, getting back to that conversation a sec, because this is super important for one. One, I do need a fortitude save from you.
Oh shit! It keeps going.
It actually goes for a lot of rounds.
This is a good point, actually. He had the delayed poison potion.
Did you drink it?
I I forgot that I had it, so no.
So
Drink it now.
Hold on one second. Fortitude is a 17. You have no bonuses on top of that, I don't believe. So
No.
do you want to luck roll it or no?
I have to roll a 3 or higher.
It's
Therefore-
50-50.
Yep.
Ah.
There's no other modifiers.
Wow.
Well, technically speaking, because somebody else, Neil, actually way later on threw an 8 of the martyr into the pool, and he actually was trying to give it to Tesh. I would have retro given it to Jake if it was needed. I actually refunded him. No, I'll say that the refund still went back to him. So Jake, you actually fail. You're gonna take another 1d3.
Yep.
Now you drink the potion. Like, all right,
Now you drink the
poison.
potion, yeah, because that's gonna go on technically for another 4 more rounds unless you make 2 consecutive saves.
Oh shit, that can kill you.
Yeah. So you have what, 4 strength damage in total now. So and so that delays the poison for what, minutes or whatever it is, which is long after the poison stops functioning. So you'll be fine at this point. It stops.
Would I know if lesser restoration would help with this?
You know for a
That would
fact.
help with.
You know for a fact it will.
Okay, I'm gonna do lesser restoration. I've got a scroll of it. Now I've got my pack back. I've got the scroll of lesser. Oh no, I've got it on my belt anyway, so that doesn't matter.
Yep. Because we're gonna get to the pack conversation and all the other conversations in a moment. So go ahead.
Yeah. So. Whoop.
Okay. So we should get rid of this guy. He's gone now. That's a 22. It's a what level spell? Lesser Restoration is a 2nd level spell, so DC is 22. So you actually succeed.
Hey, success.
Yep. So you
Nice.
read the scroll, and you're actually able to heal. I think it's 1d4, is what it heals. So let's just confirm that. Lesser rest. Bam, and it heals 1d4. Yep. So roll me a 1d4, sir.
Me?
Hey, 3. You gain back
Hey.
3 of your strength damage.
Oh sweet.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep, that's awesome. That's really, really good because 1 night's rest, he'll just get rid of the rest of it. He'll heal the rest of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Perfect.
really, really good.
Good.
Cool. So now continuing the conversation. There were 2 going on. There was about the pack, and what was the other one? I think you were about to say something, Jake.
About the contract.
Okay.
One would just say to Valorant, I will write my order about it and see if some of the scholars there know anything about it.
That is a brilliant idea. I agree. Your order has scholars? He's like almost surprised. Like it's like a last. Wait, hang on. What?
I think it was genuine from Tash. Like, wait a second.
It was, but I also figured it would work well with the character. So.
One would just smile and say, I doubt it's the first time they've dealt with demons. Oh, devils.
Well, good. Hopefully they know what to do in this situation. I would like my stuff. He just walks over to Rayron.
You more or less ask Rayron, like, where's my pack? And be like, I
Yeah.
put it in. Your stuff is partially in this bag, partially in this bag. Your bag is over here. Yeah. So you reach into it and you're like, I really want my backpack. And as soon as you reach into it, you feel the loop of your backpack and you grab it and you pull out your backpack.
Okay, now this is cool. Does it grab out just some essentials and stuff and like put his backpack on?
Yep, of course. But then, like, you know, like you going through your inventory, you realize what was taken out of your backpack. So you go to the other one and you like reach in to grab that stuff out. And literally, as soon as you reach into it, you feel immediately as you reach in. I don't know. Let's say your one of your potions is immediately comes to your hand as you pull it out, and you're like, huh. So if you know what's inside the backpack, you think about what it is that you want, and it's in your hand right at the top, right as you reach in. Now, this actually has a really cool magical effect. Where, like, usually to draw an item is a move action, to draw a stored item is a standard action, and to draw a hidden item is a full round action, right? Or a 1 round action, whatever. To draw a stored item is a move action, and to draw a hidden item from inside the backpack doesn't exist because it's just a stored item, so it's always a move action. To draw something from this backpack, which is really cool.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's
really
it.
good.
And the way that these backpacks work is that there is a primary pouch that you quickly can figure it out, whether if you're using your magical understanding, or just testing. There's an 80 pounds of storage in the primary pack, and two 20-pound storages for each of the side packs. So 120 pounds in total, I believe, is what this thing can hold. I'm just going to confirm that right now. Pathfinder.
I'll get the card off you at some point to put all the details in perfectly.
Yep.
Just to make sure I have them.
So
Yeah.
each of the side ones is 20 pounds or 2 cubic feet, and the center one is 80 pounds into 8 cubic feet. The backpack always weighs 5 pounds no matter what. So, of course, when you guys are reaching in, kind of like feeling around, it's like you don't know what's in there, but you're just going to feel around, which is something that you can do, just like feel to see what's in there. Or you can dump everything out. You have those as options, but we'll worry about that in a minute.
Yeah.
You can feel around or whatever. You start seeing there's tons of potions and scrolls in there, like lots of potions. But we can inventory those later. For now, you just know that you have them.
Yeah.
Let's go speak to the old man, which is what you wanted to do before.
Yes. We kept him. That's good. And then he walks in. It's like that realization just came in. All right, we didn't have to like make him use his power.
Yep. So you go to speak to the old man, and it's kind of like you see him there, and he just looks more decrepit than he was before. He looks like leaning on the stick that he had, and just looks very worn. And he's like, I see that you had successfully rid the place of the demons, devils, whatever.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your help.
It has trained me. It has trained me so much that the offer that I made before no longer stands. You'll have to travel conventionally. But in the future, I can teach you how to use the transportation. But for now, you cannot.
That's okay. I'm glad that you will still be with us. Rest if you need to. We will. Before you go, is there anything we should know about how to break the blade, the curse on the blade?
It's not about breaking the blade itself. There is a will that I'm sure you understand.
And he looks to Rayron and he's like,
Yes, there is. That exists within the blade. You must break the will of the blade right now. It is trying to break you. Right now. There's an understanding between you and it. A bit of a truce, though certainly not a victory. You must break the will of the blade to put it under your command. For it to break the curse. That is how you break it of this keep.
Thank you. One last thing. Before we could deal with the devils, we made a contract. Do you know of any way to break it? If you need to rest. I'd much rather have you.
I do not know of such otherworldly things. That's not my forte. I am
That's
here to
fine.
watch over this curse and to one day break it.
Well, thank you for your help. We will be on our way. Rest. We will have need of you eventually, but not now.
he says, he kind of like slumping on the table. You guys look at the
And thank
table
you.
as you have beforehand, and usually you spend some time trying to figure out what this table means and where the keeps are, but honestly, you don't give a fuck at this point. You know, and I'm going to pull us over to that map really quickly, you know where the hell these things are, not just by way of rumor. You know for a fact where all these different things are. I'll try to clean this up for the viewership of everybody around. So, to be clear... Oh, good job, Scott. Nothing there, nothing to see. That's, of course, going to throw off what's happening here. So I have to go back over here.
I'm circling the lands of which we cannot return to, at least for now.
It's just annoying when it does that. Roll 20. It's like, I'm just gonna...
I was
gonna
trying to
shut
let
down.
him rest, Neil. I kept saying, if you need to go, go. And he kept talking. I'm like, no, just rest. We need you. He kept talking, just rest. We need you.
And then the game breaks, and that's exactly why. All right, where's chat? There it is. Bam. All right, that should fix the problem there. And that's not something that can show anything that's bad. One more moment while I finish clicking.
Then I
Whoop.
think it was
Welcome
also
to the
like
show.
maybe.
Okay, cool. All right, sorry. Now let's.
I'm gonna delete that one because that looks interesting.
We all see it. All
I
right.
can't get rid of it. So that's the best part.
Oh, really? What
Oh,
layer?
there we go.
I was gonna say, what layer did you draw it on? So you know for a fact where some of these keeps are. So I'm gonna use actually this little bad Larry. I'll just use that as an example. I don't know why this is not grabbing. Oh, because I'm in the wrong. I'm the wrong thing. Haha. Move you. Click you. Now I can do it. So it's copy and pasta. I don't think I had any other versions of that. I think I only had the blue hex. I don't think I... Did I have a purple hex in here too? I feel like I did. I feel like I did. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry.
I have an idea about how we can make sure we break them at the same time, though. Good.
Where did I...
Because of where we are and where we have to go.
Where did I get this hex from? Hold on.
What?
No, no, no.
Oh, the random hex down there.
Yeah, yeah. Where did I get my uploads? I can't remember how to open up my uploads. Is it shift click? There we go.
You're asking the wrong
Yeah,
person.
yeah. It's just when you do something infrequently, it just takes a couple minutes. So let me just see if I can find. I can't find that hex, which makes you wonder if I literally just looked up a hex. Which I probably did. Let's go hex. Yep, that's literally how I found the blue one. So can I grab a different color? Don't mind me. Just
Are you
talking to
gonna
myself.
place them where the things are?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to make it so it's a little clearer.
Okay, I'll get rid of mine then.
Delete. I was trying to see if I can get a different color, but unfortunately I cannot. Just kind of.
Well, what I was going to suggest is
we'll do it like that. We'll do it like that. That's cute looking. So there's this one right here. Sorry, I'm interrupting you for a second.
No, it's fine.
So here, and lastly here. These are the keeps that you've visited thus far, right?
The one over here as well. Yeah.
Correct. So these are the keeps that you visited thus far. I believe everybody in chat can see that fairly well. Zoom up just a little bit. Oh, wrong side. Zoom up just a little bit more, so it's a little bit more visible for you. So the one obviously to the far left, and Jake, I'm pretty sure you remember this. So would you like to explain it, and then I'll correct you, just to make sure you test your memory, sort of a thing, or?
Yeah, yeah. So this one way down here was the one that has the it's the cliff. Well, not cliff. The sort of like it built upwards in with the metal door of doom.
Yep.
And the burb. And it was also with the zombies, or at least undead that were mad or crazy, that need to be killed to break the curse there.
Correct.
And they were all locked behind doors that if I'm not the one that enters, the doors will likely open.
Some along those lines, yes. Yep.
And then this one was the one that had the plants of doom.
Yep.
And the tree of doom, and the sprout of doom. That we need to keep killing. And then this one was the slime. The doom slime, acidic slime of doom.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was the one we're at now.
Yep, correct. The sword one. Exactly. Yep, exactly what you're describing right now.
So what I was thinking is if we're going to be heading back to... We need to head to them to break 3 at the time, right?
Correct. You can break 3 at a time.
Yeah, so if we go past this one, we can leave someone there to just kill the sprout like every time it reappears. Just like, oh no.
Well, you're supposed to coordinate an exact date and time to have them break the sprout permanently, while the others are fighting their way through and killing the undead, and then finally taking over the sword. Yep.
Yeah. And then then the others make their way down to here and do that. The zombies and the sword.
Exactly. Cool. So that is totally feasible. That can all be done. You could you have 3 options. So Jake, I understand you heard the tail end of that. Which 3 keeps did you want to take over? And Neil, if you're in chat, sorry, I fucking hate getting hiccups. It's like so frustrating because I get those hiccups where it's like, it's like,
God, that was terrifying.
No, it's I sometimes I get hiccups so loud, like you could be across a house and hear me hiccuping. It's so fucking frustrating. Anyway, so Neil, which 3 did you want to do? Jake, just to reiterate, because you did step away, where you currently are, sword one, sprout one, believed to be undead zombie one, first one you went to, and ooze one. The sword one, you actually travel the sword with you. It literally comes with you. This one, you just need to beat up the plant at the right time, and then these two are either release the ooze or kill the undead. Release the ooze feels easy, but might come at a cost.
The location and dealing with those people might be issue.
One would have no problem with releasing the ooze. But, you know, he'll... you know, if the others don't want to, then, you know,
Oh, no,
they'll do something else.
I'm up for that one.
If my memory serves, Rayron had a big problem with it.
Ah. I think that's the session I wasn't there for, so I don't know what the argument is. So,
Yeah.
if
I mean, I'd release it. I don't...
Neil is here,
The one point he did make, though, is he's actually made a valuable contact in the city. The blacksmith or something.
yes.
But, I mean, you could always tell her to get out of the city. So,
Oh, we'd be releasing the slime on the city. Is that what we'd be doing?
I think so. I can't remember if it was that or it was... I don't know. I can't remember.
That's
Releasing it somewhere.
Yeah, we're releasing it into the water, the rushing water, which we didn't know whether it was going to dilute or not. I remember that much.
Yeah.
Correct. You didn't know if it was going to dilute. It was very much a big question mark.
So yeah, we got to decide whether we do the release, which is easier. Much easier to time as well, because then it's a case of like override the thing, pull a lever.
Yeah, well, the only thing with fighting the undead is, like, how are you going to time that?
Leave one alive. Lock it in a room. The rooms are locked.
Yeah, you beat them all up except for one last one, and then you guys can contact each other via the whatchamacallits, the little tokens that you have.
We
Well,
have
granted,
those. I don't know about
those take like a day or two or whatever to travel to deliver the message, but you know, animal messenger tokens.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody got one but Rayron, or no, everyone. Wait, who didn't get one? Was it Val or Ray?
Well,
I thought we had 3, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had
but
3 coins.
You kept 2, and gave only 1 away. Yeah.
That's fine. I don't.
Valorant doesn't have one. Rayron does. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine because I believe I have to go with. I guess I might be able to stay and. No, I can't. I'm not good at damaging plants, so I can't do that one.
I thought it was pretty easy to screw it up.
I mean, yeah, actually, that's a good
stuff
point.
that keep the plant down so it regrows a little bit, and then when you destroy it, it should be easy.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
Because we've been taking it out. We've taken it out like 3 times now.
Okay, then that's fine. Then I could be the one that does that there.
Like the first time, and then we cut it down again, and then we teleported it back and did it again.
Yeah, cool.
So 3 times we cut it down.
So yeah, I mean, I could then do that one. Yeah, it would mean that you'd have to leave one of those tokens with me just in case.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what I imagine you do is, if you either one, when you're ready to break it, use the thing and say this time tomorrow, like whatever the time is tomorrow, we are breaking the curse, and then wait a day because then it has to reach me and I have to get ready, and then we break it all at once. But we have to make a decision about which is the other one we're breaking.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely the sword. There's no question about the sword. And you assume the plant.
The sword,
because the
the
plant
plant,
seems like
yeah.
an easy one. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's really just fighting the undead or releasing the ooze. Which one do you think is the correct option?
One is definitely easier than the other, but it has consequences.
Potential consequences. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can try and fight the undead.
You want to do that one?
One would be up for the easier option, but
it would likely be Rayron and you going to wherever this place is. So I think.
Yeah, I think that was a plan originally. I don't think you were here for it, but
he couldn't really do it because if he goes, the doors won't open.
Oh yeah,
I
that
can
was
give
it.
them the charm.
No, the undead doors won't open if you're in that keep.
Because you
That's a
protect
good
the
point.
keep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And we want the doors to open because we want them to kill them. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. Is that the decision we're making?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. So then
If
you
we go.
guys are at this top keep here. It doesn't require you to actually stay at it because you can bring the sword with you, which is currently linked to what's his name, Rayrin. So Rayrin's just holding the sword and again has come to a bit of a understanding with this thing, and is just going to continue to grasp it and sheath it and whatnot as you guys travel onwards, upwards, and outwards. And you can start making your way, moving towards the other.
Before we go anywhere,
Mhm.
we would obviously search now that we can,
Oh, yeah.
thoroughly search the keep. All those
Yeah.
rooms that we couldn't before, just in case there was anything else of value
Yeah.
in any
Since
room
we
or
don't, they're
anything.
not at a rush now. We would definitely do that.
I would say that pretty much everything of significance is you've taken. So of course there's still like weapons and armor and stuff like that, things that would like be great for if there was a bunch of soldiers or whatnot that needed it, but you guys don't have a bunch of soldiers or anything. So
Is there any breastplate or anything?
hold on, let me think for a second. I would say no, because these people traveled long distances to get here. It's mostly like boiled leathers and stuff like that, but definitely weaponry and different types too, like glaives and stuff like that too. But no like fine quality stuff like that. Not even chainmail. It's too heavy.
Mhm.
So, shields and what. But anyways, so you guys, I imagine, kind of like okay, there's a bunch of shit here, but we don't need it. Maybe you would kind of go about your way of taking it off of the many corpses. Like, would you like clean up the corpses or or just leave that here for nature?
Um,
Well,
one would search them. He would literally search all of them. But apart from that, maybe we just he might just drag him over to a pile
I think
in the woods.
a pyre, I think, is what Valorant would suggest.
Now, you would obviously strip them of all their weapons because that's just literally take it away from their dead hand.
Yeah.
But would you also strip them of their armor as well, or no, dude? I'm not peeling clothing off a bunch of naked people. I mean, a bunch of dead people. No, just kind of like bring them over and just set them on fire.
I mean, would I know? Are you suggest?
One wouldn't care. Like, doesn't really care. If you want to burn him, he'll burn him, but he's not going to spend heaps of time, taking all of their armor and that off.
Knowing what the parent are like, what would the parent want?
Sorry. So
with the parent, would it be a big like taboo to leave the bodies?
I mean, the Perrin themselves are very warlike people. Like not the race, but like the culture that they come from.
Yeah.
They're very warlike people. However, they're still respectful to the dead. So they generally would do things like bury them, or they generally do things like burn them because there's so many dead bodies. Like you can't just bury every one of them. So
I would do that. I think is probably the better option, rather than leaving them out to rot.
Oh, one thing one would have suggested too before any of this started is us three go check out that ship where we heard that noise before.
That is not a bad idea.
I'll get to that in a second. You guys eventually burn all the bodies. Okay, and we'll get to what you find in a bit. So you guys go over to the ship and you go looking about. You're gonna find more stuff on the ship, like I said before, and there's lots of supplies. Like if there were like a group of people that were to be here, like if there were to be say like an army or something like that, say wonderful supplies to keep them going for months on end, which is absolutely amazing, but certainly nothing that you have any value of right now. The ship itself is fully functioning. Like the ship is definitely ship worthy, and you kind of have a question as to how the hell it got here. This is the northernmost edge of this river. Did somebody sail it? Did somebody sail from it down, say from like Love, or I can't ping, like Love or beyond, go all the way down across the lake by Forvin, and then hook around this river down here and go all the way up? If so, you certainly haven't heard anything about it. You haven't heard anybody talk about that. But theoretically, that's how somebody would get it all the way from what's this place called? Parendel through to here. That's a long trek, but it would work. Either way, the ship is up here, and fully intact, more supplies, blah, 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 blah. You think that the noise that was on there's probably a survivor, but they've definitely abandoned. They're not here anymore. They're gone. Could you actually do me a favor, roll me perception checks? I'll say all three of you, even though Neil's not here.
I was also going to say I would look for instructions like mission orders, that sort of thing.
That was actually already found by Neil before.
Oh, okay.
Raven. I didn't roll mine yet. 1 second, it's loading. There we go.
I was hoping it would appear the second I clicked, but no.
No, I was still waiting for the page to roll. Okay, everybody rolled well. Jesus. So you guys searching them out and everything, you do find more stuff of value. As a matter of fact, between the corpses, between the room that you were at beforehand, all the food and all that fun stuff, sort of, that doesn't really matter yet. Between all that stuff and on top of the ship, you actually find, hold on to your asses, boys, 3,750 gold pieces worth of coin. Now, it's not all gold. As a matter of fact, most of that is actually silver. So if do you want me to give you the full breakdown, he actually finds somewhere along the lines of, 25,000 silver pieces.
Yep.
Then about 1,000 gold pieces.
Yep.
And then the rest of it is going to be the other, 250 is going to be 25,000 copper.
Oh my god. These are going in the bags, by the way.
No, that's weight. It's too much weight for the bags.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, let's do the math real quick. Yeah, hold on. So what did we say?
That is...
We said, 50,000 coins plus 1,000, so that's 51,000 coins. So 51,000 divided by 50 is...
did you say 50,000 silver? I thought you said 25,000 silver.
25,000 silver, yeah, because it's 2,500. Yeah, 25,000 silver plus 25,000 copper.
Wait, 25,000, 2,500.
25,000 silver pieces equals 2,500 gold.
Okay, yep, got it. Cool.
Yep. So, and then it's 25,000 copper pieces equals 250 gold. And then you actually have, 1,000 gold. So all in all, it's 51,000 coins divided by 50 is 1,020 pounds of coin.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So,
Okay. So
I don't know how you convert that to metric.
We've got 4 backpacks, 2 of which are magical. Our horses, I would assume they would have saddlebags.
Not, yeah, they would have saddlebags, sure. That's a lot of weight, though. And so, what did I say? 1050. So is it 476 kilograms of coin?
Divided amongst 4 backpacks, 4 saddlebags, and like 5 people to carry.
Yeah, if you if you guys continue carrying your normal backpacks like you always do, you can easily take each one of those side ones is 20 pounds, so 20, 40, 60, 80. There's 80 pounds of coin right there just in those backpacks. Actually, hold on. So that backpack is 120 is maximum. If nothing else is in those packs but filled with coins, there's 240 pounds just in those backpacks completely filled with coin. That's pretty useful because that leaves you only with 800 pounds to work with, which you divide evenly amongst the horses, 200 pounds per horse. If you're not riding the horses, if you're just walking, if you walk with the horses and saddlebags, you can literally go 200 pounds of coin on each horse with backpacks each filled with 120 pounds of coin as only a 5-pound backpack on your back. You guys could actually travel with all of that and all of the other things that you've discovered along the way without hindering yourselves ridiculously. Of course, not all the weapons and shit, but the coin and the other valuable items that you found.
Yeah, I think that's worth it because that is a lot of coin. That is a good startup. That's a startup venture's worth of coin.
Sure. Now the question is, where do you want to place all of this? Because you're just not going to travel everywhere you go with saddlebags full of coin.
Well,
you're walking by random merchants, and merchant hears clink, 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 and the word spreads quickly.
I guess that means we have to choose which of these keeps we're going to end up at.
One
Or a bank.
says, what if we have Elliot stay at the inn in Reed with the money?
Funny enough, there was no actual inn there, but there are. He was staying in. Remember, he was staying inside of somebody's like, shed. But there are homes. Like you can purchase. You can purchase a home, like a deed to a house and whatnot.
Well, I'm thinking we rent out that inn.
It was a tavern, but yeah.
Tavern, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Because he's seen us a couple times before now. You know, we've given him a bit of money. I'm sure he's not adverse to the idea.
You're literally saying, "Hey, you, can we borrow your horse so we can fill it full of gold that belongs to us and not you?"
Well, he's not going to know.
No, he's gonna probably realize what's going on.
Oh, Elliot.
Yeah.
I thought we could trust Elliot, but
Of course you can. Of course you can. How many gold coins are in here?
No, the gold coins are coming with us. They're going in the pack.
yeah, we would take the gold, 100%.
Yeah, the coins, the gold coins are going in the packs.
Oh, we're filling you with copper. Okay, buddy, calm yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we still need to choose which of these we're going to end up at.
Which you can deal with that because you don't know exactly how that's working until the curse is broken, anyways.
Okay,
So we can deal with that afterwards. So you are going to do that plan, and you're going to go head down south to try to do like the whole inn bit, right? Oh, did I never stop the recording during last break? Oh, when I post on YouTube, there's going to be a really long chunk. Oh well.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll do that then.
Cool. So we'll do exactly that. Have you guys get there, and of course he's not an idiot. He's going to realize that these sacks are nobody's riding horses. Your horse is instead going to have a saddlebag full of coins. What? Yeah. It's just copper and silver, though. You know.
One would also say to Dwayne, we would have a conversation with him about him accompanying me and Rayron. We'd tell him we're about to break the curse. We really need your help.
He would kind of, because he's still messed up or whatever, and he's like, you guys healed him a good bit, but you healed him a good bit, but he still needs more healing. Yeah. But because you guys ran away. No, because you're running away was what got. So he would still need a couple more days to get, but you have days of travel anyway.
Because so we healed him, and then we scroll of restoration as well.
Correct. But he still had more ability there. But you're fine. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
So because days will pass.
So
he's like, so when you finally get all this shit and you like head out of the camp, go and get the horses, come back in, fill them up, and and everybody's kind of having this conversation. It's like awkward moment where you're like literally filling up saddlebags full of gold and silver and copper. And it's like, wow, we found a lot of shit inside this, like on that boat and inside that room and in that room and in this sack over here. Like this guy had been building up like whatever he was planning. He's too dead now to ask questions, but whatever he was planning, he really was prepared for it with this group of warriors and whatnot. So anyways,
accidentally a rebellion.
and so you guys were like, so the conversation does come about what's going on. You kind of explain it to them, and they're like, okay. But now you'll have your conversation with Dwayne, and you're like, Dwayne, we actually are going to need your help. And he's like, in what way? Because I have to say, it looks like what you are up to is a little over my head.
We have to fight one more thing. Really, we just need you at range shooting. I mean, if things turn bad, they're going to take us first. And if you're Craven, you can just turn and run. I won't hold it against you, but we will need you at range.
It's not a matter of being afraid. When I'm in the fight, I'm in the fight. The question is, I suppose, I did a disservice in my approach to this keep. You interrupted our approach and our task. I did what I did, and we've all resolved it, and that's good. Fine, we're even now. But I suppose what incentive do I have to join you into another fight, especially considering what it is you like to engage with?
In other words, give me the coin. Would
One
would
would kind of look over and look at the bags and then look back at him and be like, I suppose you require monetary compensation?
Monetary certainly makes things simple.
Monetary it is.
Very well then. And I suppose if we're going to barter, if you want my assistance, I want my weight in silver.
You value yourself very highly.
I do. But you also have to remember, you're going to have to come through these lands with someone that knows land well enough without anybody else noticing what's going on with these bags. I'm not saying I would ever tell anybody. This isn't a threat. But I can help from others discovering what you have.
I think it sounds like I think I missed a bit with this character before, but it still sounds like this character was a very useful character to have.
He's done jack shit.
Ah,
far as I'm-
not true.
He sat in a tree. He sat in a tree and did lookout. But what else has he done? Nothing.
Okay, well, I don't actually know what he's done, sir.
So far all we know is he made a deal with us, betrayed us. We found him with Elliot at the inn, all fucked up. We healed him, restored him, and then he came back, got in a tree, played sentry for us, and then went and rested while we did everything else. Like he's done.
To be fair, you sent him to do all the things that. So the go rest was like you told him to go rest. Maybe not you. Maybe it was Neil, but the party.
It was probably me.
But yeah.
But he's still done jack shit.
From our point of view, we haven't seen him do much, so it's a case of we need him to prove that, give us a reason why he's worth that much.
Do you say as much?
Yeah, he wouldn't. Valorem wouldn't say it eloquently like that. He was just like, "That's a lot of coin. Are you worth that much?"
I'm absolutely worth that much, and you can certainly use to spare the weight.
Don't you already have quite a hefty sum to collect for your bad mission well done?
I am going to be collecting my profits from that one. Yeah, it's actually kind of chomping at the bit for me to head that direction rather than the way that you're going.
What about your weight in copper? We have some copper.
I wouldn't fuck your mother for my weight in copper. No offense.
You don't know my mother.
So, like a group chuckle.
I mean,
one would say if you're worth your weight in silver, which for reference is how the fuck much is that?
How much does he weigh? So remember,
Or
he's
how many silver pieces is that?
average, not an exact, but around about what is that? What are we looking at?
Yeah. So let's see. He is a half elf, so he's not like a big build. Remember, he's a dex build, so he's about 135 pounds. 135 times 50 is how much silver? So
270.
135
Oh,
times,
times
50
200
is 6,750 silver, which is 675 gold coin. Is what you'd be giving
Yeah,
him.
I was just timing by 2. I thought it was I was messing up with how
Electrum.
this.
Yep. Here you go.
Okay, one would say, so you consider yourself worth the money?
Absolutely. Again, I've got a big payday going the other direction. I'm putting my life on the line to assist you in this rather than getting that payday. Because if the money's
You're
worth
getting
it,
that
I wouldn't.
payday either way.
Assuming,
That's coming.
assuming I survive this endeavor, yeah. So it's either kind of cash out or double down.
Will you cross blades with me? So I can see if you are worth the money.
He thinks for a moment, kind of like grabs his sword arm and rotates it for a second because he was just recently injured and he's starting to get better. But it's not like you're in mint condition either. And so
I assume
he
it's the
assesses
same
that.
day. We all would have rested. Like this isn't one day, right?
Oh, I imagine that literally you guys went and got the horses, came back, and you haven't really rested. You can rest. That's not an issue. But you are kind of packing things up. This conversation's happening right after everything's packed. Maybe even you spent the night in the camp, and this is the next morning. We can have it be the next morning.
Yeah.
That's fine. So you would have healed 2 health points overnight or whatever. But he kind of like shoulder, kind of rotates it, looks at you again. You're hurt, and blah 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 blah, and then he's like, "Yeah, that's fair."
Okay.
So we don't need to get into an actual combat. That's going to take way too much time to spell out the way this works. But the short version is actually he is a classed character. As a reminder, he actually does have levels in a class. He's not so high level of ranger that he can cast spells. He's actually a 2nd level ranger, so he actually is comparable to you guys for fighting and so on and so forth, except you're in melee combat. It's one of those clearly you outclass him because you're in melee combat. So unless there's like a odds just happen to fall in his favor, you are going to win the fight. So we're going to simplify this with bringing it down to just a simple best out of 3 d20 roll. Because you're going in melee versus ranged, you have the advantage. So I'm actually going to have this be d20 roll. You get to add your class level, your primary attribute is what you're going to use. So you get to have, what's your strength modifier?
As I would have healed that 1 strength damage on my rest, it would be my strength is 16, the modifier is 3.
So 16 modifier 3. So you get to roll a 1d20 plus 5. Whereas because his strength modifier is only a +1, he has to roll a 1d20 plus 3. You have a 2 advantage over him. So.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll my weapon because it's +5 already.
Sure.
So just 3 rolls.
Correct. Mind you. Are there any modifiers you want to add to this prior to the actually engaging? Simple guidance wouldn't work because it's an extended action.
No, I'll cast Bless though and Divine Favor.
Oh, there you go. Hello.
I'd also Shield of Faith.
Oh, jeepers. Okay, so hold on. Shield of Faith will give him a -1, so that gives him only a +2. Bless gives you what, a +1, and then Divine Favor gives you another +1?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have a +7 then, and I'm going to have only a +2. Who wants to roll first? And it's best out of 3. So we're doing, yeah, it's not 1 roll you win, or 1 roll you lose. So
it'll be hilarious if I lose anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it means his price is probably going up.
No, if he beats one, one would just respect him as a warrior. So. Okay, so while I'm putting my pluses in, do you want to roll first?
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
And Valron would be watching this with what he knows about combat. From watching, he's not good at it. He's good at watching it.
I'll tell you does he have what's his modifier?
+2.
Okay.
At this point, because of what stuff he did. Ready? Oh! So close to that 20. So close to that 20. Did that not appear on screen for you guys?
Don't think so.
Oh, that was lame. It didn't appear on screen.
Alright, so.
It appeared on my screen, but not the other one. That was weird. There's no reason why I wouldn't. I didn't GM roll that. Is that with all modifiers?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I rolled so garbage that you beat me with the first round. All right, round 2.
Round 2.
Why is it not rolling on my screen?
It's not rolling on mine either.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why. If your roll 20 is just because yours is rolling.
Oh.
Jeez. So you beat him handedly. And again, it's one of those you can tell that clearly he's a good fighter, but you opened up with casting spells on yourself, something he clearly could not do, right?
Yeah.
And then beyond that, he is not meant to be for melee. He's meant to be for ranged. So you can see his value as a warrior, just not his value in melee, and definitely not his value against somebody who can enhance their melee.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so beating him, one would just say, you're clearly a capable warrior. Maybe we can open up negotiation.
Kind of like from his back, and then reaching up to grab your hand to pull him up. You know,
Yeah.
he says, "What's the counter?"
One would say half your weight in silver.
He thinks for a second, kind of like gets a wry smile. When are we weighing me?
Well, I know that kind of catches one off guard a bit. And he kind of laughs.
What was the number you said before for how much it was?
135. So it came up to gold value was 675 gold pieces in value.
675. So
we checked if he accepts the half, it would be 300 something.
Yeah. We could just round that to like 340. You know what I mean?
well, I'm figuring out a coin. So yeah, 340. That. So yeah. 340. How much weight is how many bags is that of silver?
Yeah. But so anyways, so it's you say, how about you half your weight? He goes, when, and you chuckle, but do you respond, or do you just laugh and let it sit there?
One would say, what armors he got on?
He wears leather armor. He wears light armors. Yep.
How are we supposed to weigh him anyway?
Well, you don't actually. You don't. So usually use scales is how you would do this kind of things. But it's one of those, you just get a general idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Well, one would motion lose the clothes.
He'll like not. You can see he's holding back a smile, but he gives you like a very serious look, holding back a smile. He's like, I'm feeling a bit peckish.
I'll say, Rayron, could you fetch him an apple from the whatever food store or whatever there is in the thing?
No, I'm pretty sure I saw some pasta somewhere.
I think that actually went bad.
Oh, it's a good thing we can eat this meat then, he says, slapping the horse on its flank.
One just shakes his head and he just motions at him. If he wants to, get naked, boy.
He's like, okay, we'll settle. 350 in gold.
Shake his hand.
And he shakes hands, and you guys come to an agreement. The chuckling a bit.
Is it going to be in gold or like that?
And actually, he literally meant silver's fine. And he literally he said in silver because he understands that he's now taking a burden in doing that. So, yeah.
Clunk.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not taking his money yet because he hasn't done the job yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, you guys guessed well beforehand that he was some degree of mercenary or bounty hunter, and so he understands how this works. Usually half up, half at the end. But since he's traveling with you, he'll take it at the end. So you guys come to an agreement. You had spent the night already. This is the next morning. You're chuckling and having this little fight back and forth, and people are watching. And what's his name there? I'm terrible at names, boys. Elliot was watching and kind of keeping notes of the whole thing and kind of laughing about it. I imagine Valorant was also having his chuckles, the two of them chatting off to the side. But then you guys are going to get into your... Are you going to take the horses and travel down south that way?
Yes. Well, like that, we need to go here to store the stuff first, and then we can go.
Or do we want to just take this stuff straight to the first keep on the way?
I mean, yeah, that could work. We could keep it in the keep with me, and if someone else is staying there with me.
Which keep comes up first, the plant keep or the undead keep?
Plant keep.
Plant. Okay.
Yep. You moved this thing, and I can't move it back.
I got it.
So,
I mean, we probably would do that then.
Leave it there. And I would note that for Rayron's sake, that he can mimic the voice that... Oh my god. He can mimic the voice that I made to tame the bird, because he has the mummer's ruff now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he can like handle the bird that way, so you don't have to worry too much about the bird being, I'm gonna eat you.
Yep.
Maybe not ride it, but at least we're cool.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is you might be able to actually ride the bird back from 1 to 2.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like that may be an option.
This is your reminder of if you are afraid of the contract, this is the area you might want to avoid. This is the honeycomb.
Yeah, just until we get word back from one's friends, we avoid that area.
Yeah, because we have 3 animal messengers or whatever. One would be with you, Valorant.
Don't we
I
only
would
have
have. No, I have 2, and I think Rayron has 1. So I would just give you
Oh, okay, cool.
1. And can I use the animal messenger, like, to send my message rather than writing it and trying to send it a different way?
Usually you give a message to the animal. I don't think it has to be a piece of paper. No, with the animal messenger, the coin, you can either literally write a message and give it to travel. It's 25 words or less either way, or you can literally like flip the coin and whisper the message to the animal, and it can go. Either way, technically the spell can be intercepted, but you whisper the 25 words or less to the animal, and it travels with those.
Okay, so I would use one of the animal messengers, and I would just say. It's 1 in need. Send someone with experience with devils. Meet at in Reed or tavern in Reed.
And you send that to who?
The Order of the Broken Chain.
Ah, gotcha.
They'd have, I assume, outposts, and I would know obviously where some are.
It's one of those things where you're sure they're going to get the message. You don't think they're going to necessarily get to read in the next couple of days. You imagine this is something you're going to have to read.
Yeah, no,
It's gonna take a while. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I know that. So.
And you send that out. Yep, because you know that there's a limitation to the coin, but again, that coin should hopefully get to the location that you want, and then it can kind of spread from there. Cool. Yeah. I like the idea. So now you guys are heading. My apologies. Are you going directly to the camp here?
I believe so. Then I'm staying there with the. Is someone staying there with me?
Elliot.
Yeah. Oh joy! You'll be the most offensive of people.
Well, as we're going past the keep anyway, like we're escorting you to that keep, we'll come in and like obviously chop it off again. So you have to
Make
deal
sure
with
there's
less.
nothing else in here. Yeah.
So it needed a full month to grow back, so which should be the same as the last time we got there.
Yeah, because the last time you left here, you came over to Rid, then came up to here, which takes a considerable amount of time. Now you're coming back down this way. You've got a whole bunch of horses that are kind of being laden and whatnot. You're on foot, so it's going to take a considerable amount of time. Don't forget, like once you get into the wooded area, you travel a bit slower too. So the whole travel from here to here, it's about what did I say before? And if you're traveling on horseback in a clear area, it's 1 day a hex, but otherwise it's slower, so it's a day and a half.
Remember the last time they killed it? We traveled from here to here, here to here, and they teleported back to here. And cleared it, and then they.
So this is 3.
Oh, they did. It wasn't even that. It was here to here, here to here, here to. I assume here, and then teleport back, and then it's the new one.
Yep. But either way, so 3. It's going to take you probably about 7 to 8 days to get there from where you are now. Still within that month. You're fine.
Cool.
So you guys are going to travel your way back to that camp. But what I do need from you is for each of you to roll me a D100.
Oh no! I hate D100s. They are the bane of my existence. Although they seem to work well with Jake. He rolled luckily for us. Very luckily for us. I have no idea if that's good or bad.
Don't put that onus on me. And you guys are actually going to travel, skipping Rid and going straight to the camp. You're actually going to travel there without any mishaps. Nothing happening. Nothing going wrong. The weather is a bit iffy at times and whatnot, but overall, nothing negative happens to you as you're traveling along. You're going to get to kind of like pull up to the keep, same as beforehand. You start to see the grass doing its little bit of growing thing, same as before, because you need to beat it back down. Again, all that fun stuff, same as before. We're going to take a quick little break. And then when we come back, we'll be able to kind of go over everything. We're going to keep pushing on. I know, Jake, you said you wanted to go a little bit longer. You said to Tesh. Do you know how much longer you guys wanted to go?
I said I'm willing to go until the curse breaks, but I don't want to go too late.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so same thing with you, Jake, because it's super early in the morning for you over there.
Yeah, I'm good for a little while.
Okay,
3 a.m.
All right.
Sorry.
I will check and see what time that is. All right, so why don't we go and take our break? See you all in a
No,
moment.
it's 3 a.m. now, is what I was saying.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So see you all in a bit. Bye.